Hello and welcome along to the final game of day 3. It's the Netherlands versus India, and it's the final game in Pool B. This is how the pool looks at the moment. Netherlands top of the table. That means they are going to qualify and definitely go on to face Pakistan, who finished bottom of Pool A. Still a chance for India to get some points on the board. As you can see, pointless at the moment, but could tie on points with Germany, and if they can score 3 or more goals against the World Cup silver medalists, then they could jump a spot up to 3rd in the pool stages. The big crunch games, the quarter-finals, still to look forward to later in the week on Thursday, the 11th of December. Both sides entering the Kalinga Stadium here, a full crowd as you'd expect. There they go. That's what it's all about. They love their hockey in this part of the world, and great to see them getting behind India in the all blue strip over to the left hand side of your picture. In all orange, it's the Netherlands, their opponents. Final match on day 3 before both sides take a well-earned break tomorrow. New haircut for Raghunaut. Streamline. Joining the players out on the pitch is our guest, Honourable Justice Sri Indrajit Mohanty, the Justice of High Court of Orissa, and he is escorted out there by Ilana Norman, the CEO of Hockey India, meeting the umpires and both captains ahead of this game. Great to have him on board, and great having his support here in the state. We'll settle for the national anthems, and then all the live action from this Hero Champions Trophy game on the way next.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting for the national anthem of India.
Well received, the national anthem of India, the host nation of the 35th edition of the 2014 Men's Hockey Champions Trophy. It's the final pool game, and it's between the Netherlands and the hosts India. Here's how the Netherlands line up. Peerman Blaak takes his place back in goal. Schuurman, Van Aas, Hertzberger, Devine, Bart, Kemperman, Hofman, Van der Horst, the Dutch captain, Jonker and Van der Weerden in the starting 11 for Max Caldas. Netherlands, who have played 2 and won 2, the only side to have won all their matches so far. England also unbeaten in the tournament, but picking up a draw earlier this afternoon against Belgium. They finished top of the other table, and there's a strong chance that if India lose here this evening against the Netherlands, that India will face England in the quarter-finals. They'll give it everything though in this game, and here's how they set out with Srijesh in goal, Rupinder, Gajinder, Kottajit, Manpreet, Sardar Singh, the inspirational captain Garbage, Dinesh, Sunil, Akashdeep, who was on the score sheet the other night, and Ramandeep in Roland Altmans' starting 11. Dutchman himself, be interesting to see how he goes about this game. He'll know the style and the patterns of the Netherlands. Netherlands, the number 2 side in the world behind Australia. India, a few places further back and down the table in the world rankings. They're 9th. And Andrew Kennedy of England is umpire number 1 this evening. Alongside him, Eduardo Lezana of Spain. Crowd will count us in here at the Kalinga Stadium. Bhubaneswar in India. It is Netherlands versus India. Sit back and enjoy it. It's the Netherlands to push back. Hertzberger with the start. Little floated ball into Hoffman, intercepted straight away, and Akashdeep now can break down this left-hand side. Great pick there from Ramandeep. A good start from India inside the first 15 seconds. An interception at the halfway line and driving forward, almost getting good field position for the shot there. Promising start. Simon Mason, the England and GB goalkeeper, alongside me in the commentary box here. India will be happy with that.
I think they'll be very happy with that, and interestingly it was 2 of the players who have threatened so much during the course of this tournament. They haven't had the greatest set of outcomes so far. Akashdeep and Ramandeep looking to link together to create something, and the Indians will need to make that happen. That the distance between senior and junior players a little bit too great, as opposed to the Netherlands, where less experienced players such as Van Puffelen has linked in with people such as Hertzberger so well.
Van Puffelen, who's the leading goal scorer for the Netherlands, he scored 2 goals so far, 1 in each game. Let's see if he can make it 3 from 3. He wears number 15 for the Netherlands, if you're keeping an eye out for new players and new talent. Sherman now on the ball. This is Hoffman. Interception from Akashdeep. And the crowd will get behind every single tackle and challenge here as Hertzberger's nudged off the ball. There was a shove there on Hertzberger. Made it pretty obvious there, did Rupinder Pal.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like a good shove, didn't it? There's no doubt that there was contact.
India tried to clear their lines, but now Van der Veer and Seve van As, lovely bit of skill, looks for the 1-2 return with Van der Horst, comes into the D, and that's where the Dutch can look so dangerous, those short 2 or 3 yard passes as they tried to eliminate the Indian defenders, went across the baseline.
Seve van As went for the return ball. Look at the skill from Van der Horst, pulls the ball right to left.
Oh, glued to the end of his stick.
And in those instances, it's not necessarily about your own stick skills. If you get that distracting run of a teammate, draws the defender away, their vision, their sight, their peripheral vision just gets tempered, and then you can go down the channel as Robert Van der Horst did.
The Netherlands top of this table on 6 points, played 2-1-2, and they've scored 7 goals along the way. India just the 2 goals in the game a couple of days ago, in which they gave everything in. Despite that, Argentina coming away 4-2 victors. But India go in search of their first points. That's cheap possession given away by Rupinder Pal, and the Netherlands have it back, playing from left to right in the all-orange strip. This is the Dutch captain, Van der Horst, into the midfield, bounces one back off Bart. No mistakes there, and again the Netherlands quite happy to retain possession. Just started, if you're joining us, only 3 minutes into the first quarter. 3 blocks of 15 to play our way through in the final game of day 3. Now a ball from Van der Horst will be brought down by Akashdeep. Wasn't 5. That was Kemperman who was on Akashdeep and needed to be 5 metres, so India will have the ball inside their own 23.
But does show that India have to communicate well, because Sardar didn't need to take that ball down. Akashdeep was in space behind him. Sardar's edge taking it past Akashdeep, and the Dutch could have capitalised if they'd been far enough.
Good running off the ball back from Dinesh Mushtabar. Crossfield ball looking for Sunil.
Now Sunil's quick enough to get to this.
Well, kept in play too by Mirko Križa. Sherman down the right-hand flank. This is Hoffman. Bill Kemperman takes a little slip. Hoffman tries to recover, but Sardar Singh will now have it in the midfield for India. Overlapping run here if De Meyer can find it. There it is. Oh, just out of reach. And it's those sort of passes that India need to complete if they're going to be successful this evening against the Netherlands.
There's great commitment from Guraj to get round the back, and in doing so, Garbage has offered an opportunity, but if that pass is a metre ahead, he's then just done a 30-metre shuttle in fairly testing conditions. I know it's got cooler, but it's still challenging out there. It's thankless.
Ball thumped in. What a take on the reverse stick from Gurjinder Singh. Oh no, it's not cleared though after that good bit of defensive work, and the Netherlands go in hunt of a foot. Good composure. Oh dear. Rupinder Pal tried to clear it away, and it was Halama that was down on the ground. Words obviously exchanged there because Rupinder Pal didn't need to fire it into the body. He did.
But you have to say that Rupinder Pal should have gone and apologised.
But it's possible, okay? Okay? Yeah, but it's possible, okay?
Yeah, so I felt that Rupinder Pal, he may not have done it deliberately, but if you have played the ball into the body of an opponent, there's a slip there. He didn't have to play that into his foot. He could have gone and said and apologised at that point. That he's lucky is into the body. Now he could have said sorry. Sander Bart objected to the fact that there was no apology.
Brutal. What would you have done in that situation? Let us know on Twitter, of course. FIH_hockey for any of your views and comments on all the hockey that's taking place here in Bhubaneswar. Reverse stick is gathered in. Good leg work by De Meyer again. Can he find a way? No, he can't. Can't get past Mink van der Veerden. A sideline ball. Long corner. Tadar. Lovely first time ball. The accuracy on that. And the freshly shaven Raghunaut. Clean haircut for this final encounter in Pool B. Rupinder Pal. It is Raghunaut, the drag flicker. No corners as yet to report in the game. Back to Rupinder Pal.
That's good from India. They're rotating out of back four to a back three. So Rupinder Pal coming from a pair of twin centre-backs with Raghunaut out onto the right-hand side, changing the passing lanes. So you've then got Sardar, Raghunaut and Rupinder Pal all able to distribute into the Dutch circle from lots of angles.
Roland Altmans, the Indian coach, a Dutchman. How much will that help and benefit the Indian side here this evening?
The honest response, I think, is not very much in terms of any sort of knowledge of the Dutch playing system, because you could YouTube that for an afternoon and know pretty much what he does tactically. It's the difference of discipline that he brings to the whole Indian structure. That's the big thing. It's an advanced hockey nation such as the Netherlands in terms of their structure and systems that him and others have brought here and really seen this development of Indian hockey over the last 3 or 4 years.
Big cheer every time Sardar Singh gets the ball, the Indian number 8 and captain of the national side. There is Roland Altmans, fortunate enough to be sharing a hotel with the Indian boys, and I'll tell you what, he's a very cool, calm customer and has a lovely manner about his coaching style with India. It's Garbage, the number 13 for India. No goals for him yet in the tournament. As we said, India only having scored 2 goals from their 2 games. Certainly an area of concern. They can improve on converting their penalty corners. Gurjinder fired one of those home the other night. Let's see if the Netherlands can get through and find a corner of their own. It's a long corner. Aerial ball all the way back to Mink van der Veerden. He even had time to put his thumb up before he collected that ball, just to say thanks to his teammate. Netherlands will retain possession. Lovely overlapping run from Kemperman again. Ball peels out. This is number 15 Van Pufflin, who scored the 2 goals. Having a now and just out of reach of Jonker, who was darting back from the baseline. Max Caldas, the Argentinian coach, now in charge, or player I should say, now in charge of the Netherlands, having come from the women's outfit. Dutch women finishing 3rd in Mendoza at the weekend. Australia finishing 2nd, and Argentina finishing top of the pile in the Women's Champions Trophy 2014. Now just slipped to the back and offers that great distribution from the back. Lovely aerial ball that finds its target over the top. from Darren Veer Singh, and now around the back.
What a tackle. What an absolutely fantastic interception from Jonker. Superbly creative to give the scoop over the top in the first instance, but then Jonker's body position and tackle was immense.
Let's have another look at it. This is the bit of skill that you identify from the aerial.
That's a great scoop. Then watch Jonker. Keeps his hands away, then just nicks it back. Full reach round. Absolutely nothing that Gurbaj could do.
Now India step up the press. It's about a three-quarter crest, and now Akashdeep is trying to put a bit of extra pressure on. Netherlands forced to go to air. Jonker takes it cleanly. India must retreat 5 metres before putting in the tackle. There's the overlapping ball. A chance here, running right through the heart of the India defence. It's Raghunaut that picks it up and comes away with it. India will now counter-attack. This is where they don't want to get too carried away. The Maya now slowing things down. Utapa ducks inside, gets past Van der Linden. Good turn of pace. Utapa into the circle. Akashdeep squeezes the shot up and lobs up over the keeper and tips beside the bar, and it's Peerman Black's first save of the game. It all came from that build-up at the back from India, and that's the best passage of play we've seen from them as Akashdeep looks to regain the ball. Came off his foot, unfortunately, so it'll be a Dutch free hit.
What a brilliant passage of play, even before Tamaya gave this to Akashdeep, and it's a lob that very nearly goes over Peerman Black. Not sure it would have dropped underneath the crossbar, but it's a nasty deflection where it would have dropped underneath the crossbar from that angle. But the whole passage of play before it gets to Akashdeep with a great little shorthand strike of his back foot.
Yeah, just tried to squeeze that one off. A shot on target, and good signs for India early on in this first quarter against the Netherlands. Remember, Netherlands, the second best team in the world, up against India, who are ranked 9th. If we look at recent form, well, India finished 9th at the recent Hockey World Cup in the Netherlands. They won their final game 3-0 to finish 9th against South Korea. Netherlands unable to go all the way on home soil. Silver medalists losing out to Australia 6-1 in the final in Den Haag. Lovely turn, good interception too. Hertzberger fancies this. Good driving forward with Bart in support. This is Bart rolling out. Hoffman in support there as well, and can't squeeze the ball through to Kemperman. There's Hoffman's shot, took a deflection. Actually, it was just a wild shot because it's going to be given as a 16-yard hit.
That nearly killed Seve Van As. This goes from Bart to Hoffman, it drops back out to him. He smashes this. That very nearly takes both Hertzberger and Seve Van As out in one go.
Not a shot on target yet for Srijesh to deal with. Doubt there will be at some stage. Seve Van As and your own Hertzberger doing well to get out of the way of that one.
He's showing some really good commitment to the tactics in the circle. If a player takes the ball out to the side for a shot, you need players going in and widening the goal. So you're looking for someone on the penalty spot on a reverse, someone on the far post. The Dutch had that immediately in the right place.
He went toe-to-toe with Germany in their first game. Sadly lost that game by just 1-0. That goal coming in the very last minute. So they proved that they compete with the world's best. And they're certainly doing that here against the Netherlands as well, as Van der Horst, the Dutch captain, picks up the ball. Crossfield aerial, finds its target. Dangerous for the Netherlands. Again, good composure. Darren Veer picks up. Yeah, another one of the faster carriers of the ball in this Indian side. Mushtabat, overlapping run from Upadhyay. Raghunaut now. Which way is he going? Oh, got a nosebleed, he's up in the 23-metre line. Raghunaut, the defender, fancies it there, tries to take on 3 Dutch players, wins the free hit, and may retreat back to his defensive role here or not. No, stint up front. Oh dear, Rupinder Pal has given up the ball. Seve Van As now, one-on-one, still going strong, and good recovery from Rupinder Pal.
Now, fortunately for Rupinder Pal, the free hit is where Robert Van der Horst is now. It was outside the 25. It wasn't him that gave away the foul, although he gave away the ball, because there was definite contact. There was hand on back in the 25 on Seve Van As.
This is the mistake. just scuffs it there. The ball got away from him.
As we watch, he comes, cuts inside Kajinder beautifully. There's the contact. You can see the push. Right hand on the back there. That's the right hand on the back that I think could have been penalised, but the whistle had already gone.
Fast approaching the final minute of the first quarter. Still Netherlands 0, India 0. We've had shots on target. The Netherlands have been making a nuisance of themselves in and around the D, but no shots to report as yet for them. Interception from Sadar. Again, the Netherlands back in numbers. This time it was Van Puffelen who got back to dispossess Sadar Singh.
So again, it's the Dutch carrying the ball into contact. Sadar Singh's not quick enough to outrun Van Puffelen. A great recovery tackle to jab the ball back to the defensive line.
Bajinder. Raganon. Hertzberger stepping high for the Netherlands, cutting off that right avenue as the Dutch are playing now the left channel for India. So India forced to come down their right-hand side. Upadhyay. Overlapping run there from Manpreet if he lets the ball go down the right-hand side. Does open up some space though, and into the 23-metre zone now. Just unable to put those final few passes together, India, inside the attacking 23. Relatively easy taken by Havinga. And that'll be the concluding part of this first quarter. No goals in it to report. Score here at the end of the first quarter. Netherlands 0, India 0. Well, some promising signs in there for India. What can they take away from that first quarter, Simon?
In general, the structure. They played to some of their strengths. They like stealing the ball, they like nicking it in midfield, they like going one-on-one in that final third, all of which they've done. But more than that, aside from Rupinder Pal's slip a moment ago, they've had good structure around the back, and they've not given the Dutch a massive number of opportunities, particularly in the last 60 seconds of the quarter, where they have been punished in previous games as their concentration wanes.
So 2 losses in the tournament so far for the Netherlands, for India. 2 wins for the Netherlands. A 3-0 win against Argentina and a 4-1 win against Germany. They're looking to finish the pool stages with another win against India. Fans are having a good time. Bhubaneswar buzzing. The Bhubaneswar buzz, as it's known. Fans enjoying the pitch side presentation and getting involved with all the singing, the dancing. Yeah, you're on the telly. They're loving it. What better way to spend your Tuesday evening? A colourful crowd, flags flying, proud and high in the sky to support their international hockey side. Bring it on. 0-0 after the first quarter. And this crowd support certainly helping the boys in blue. Great scenes. That's what it's all about. Second quarter about to get underway, then Pierman Blaak keeps his place in goal, and the Netherlands get us started for the second quarter. No goals as yet. Netherlands 0, India 0. And we pick up where we left off. India started the first quarter on fire. There's Manpreet. Great track to bring that down on the half volley. Looks for the return pass from the Maya. Opens a room on this left-hand side. Ramandeep's there. Sunil now. Deflection came off the Dutch number 12, Sander Devine.
Brilliant commitment to the support running. As the ball came down, the Maya cut in field with great pace, but around him he's got 2 or 3 passing options.
Bajinder with the ball forward, tried to be helped on by Ramandeep. Tried to first time it towards Sunil, who was in the circle. Yonker trying to get the better of his man. Sadar comes up to tidy it up and pick up the ball. Cottagier. Great vision, eyes are up. No lead runs coming towards him. India, good patience, keeping the ball, and will work it around the back. Here's Rupinder. Again, just look at his eyes. If you're new to hockey, getting his eyes up, looking for those passes in front of him, and not forcing the pass. I felt that's what India did a little too much in their last game against Germany. and in their last game against Argentina more specifically. They're retaining possession here and they're keeping their shape.
You're absolutely right, Mike. Against Argentina particularly, they kind of just ran out of ideas and they resorted to punishing and pumping long balls into the circle.
There's one that comes into the circle now. Took a deflection off a Dutch foot, so it'll be a penalty corner. The first of the evening, and it goes India's way, much to the crowd's delight.
Well, they've gone for video referral. The first touch, the first deflection, I thought was a stick. Sander Devine suggesting that it didn't hit his foot, it hit his stick on the way through.
Peter, can you hear me? Loud and clear, Andrew. Okay, I've given a short corner for a foot in here by the Dutch defenders. They're saying it's a stick. For me?
We'll check that now, courtesy of the video umpire. Here's our view of it. What do you make of it, Mace?
Well, it is. I think it looks. There's two touches. There's the first touch from Mink van der Ven on the left of the screen, number 30 here. That's head of stick, and then yes, Sander Devine as he runs back. It's popped up off Mink van der Ven's stick here as he gets his feet out of the way. Then it's Sander Devine's stick, and it doesn't go through onto his feet by the looks of it, and just bobbles harmlessly away.
Andrew, the ball, the foot of the first player outside the circle and the stick of the second player, so you can give the free hit.
Like a free hit outside. Okay, thank you. Okay,
keep the referral.
Video umpire used well by the Netherlands, and it'll be a free hit for India because there was a foot outside the circle. Had it been inside, then it would have been a short corner. So the Netherlands also keeping their referral, and the system doing its thing. Rupinder Kaur can't go straight into the circle here anymore. Must move 5 metres. So opting to change the angle through Sardar, who quickly whips it over to the right-hand side. First touch lets India down. That was Garbhaj Singh with the sloppy first touch, and now he'll have to jog back to do some man marking.
And a bit of a surprise that someone like Rupinder Kaur will come up that high on a free hit that he can't use his skills on. His skills are all about the slap, the drag flick, as well as his tackling skills in defence, obviously, but from a distribution perspective, he could do nothing with that ball. He probably needs to be 5 metres behind the point of the foul to be past 2.
There's a bit of space for the Netherlands. Oh dear, all in wasn't great. Bit of a calamity of errors there in the Indian 23. Slap pass over to Gajinder on the left-hand flank. Just softly played forward into space for Dinesh. The Netherlands forcing it down this left-hand channel now. You can see the 3 Dutch players playing up front. Oh, lovely ball from Gajinder to eliminate those 2 players. And the crossfield ball wasn't accurate enough for Akashdeep.
Mike, you've commented a few times on people who are new to the sport and watching this and wondering why the hit pass that we just saw going forwards from Dinesh was such that was a great accurate pass delivered very quickly, but isn't done that often. We see this long slap pass far more. And the reason for it, quite simply, is this turf is soft, and if you get the hit wrong, you punch the ball down into the turf or get under it and it lifts.
Van der Linden versus Sardar Singh lays the ball off. Alama still trying to force it down that right-hand flank. Where do India go from here? Well, to air. There's the answer. Cleared by Gajinder. He'd rather be flicking it from the head of the D down the other end. India may get their chance in this quarter. No goals as yet, though. Netherlands 0, India 0. The restart with Mink van der Veerden. Bart now. Kemperman in the midfield. Lovely ball into Hoffman, who scored the other night. He's going to get another chance here. Lets it rip and doesn't quite get everything behind it. Scuffed it a little bit Srijesh's way, and it was a comfortable save in the end for the Indian goalkeeper.
Well, Hoffman's body shape was all wrong to get that shot away. He was given the space. I'm sure we'll see it in a moment. In doing so, it was the support run that went left to right across the circle. Created the space for him to run into, but he wasn't able to rotate his hips and his shoulders to execute outside his right foot.
There's Hoffman, who just had this chance moments ago, and he could have done much better with it. Had a bit more time than he thought. Maybe that extra pressure being put on there at the head of the D by Mujtaba put him off.
Yeah, Mujtaba getting in there could have put him off, but he just didn't set himself. He was still running straight at the goal as he went for that backhand.
Sardar Singh, again, just, it was only an inch or two out of reach again of Danish Mushkaba, but it's those passes that India need to complete if they're going to make some worthy attacks in this second quarter. Netherlands have the ball back. India sitting at a half-court press. And another patient build-up from the Netherlands. No rush here. Already top of the table, and remember they qualify first either way. Chance to take the lead though, tucked under the foot, and good reaction save from Srijesh, because it took a deflection on the way in from Robert van der Horst as that ball was going towards goal.
Jonker on the far post is fuming. That was essentially 3 orange shirts on Srijesh, and the decision making in front of him was woeful.
And Viren just skips a tackle, but then deflected for a sideline ball from Kotijic. Still the Netherlands come forward. Which angle this time? It's Bart. Having a home foul from Sherman. Little one touch from Hoffman this time. Jonker, can he finish? No, he can't. Sunil may run this.
We said in the first quarter about Dutch possession, but we're looking as it comes in here. This is where the Dutch, 3 Dutch shirts. Hoffman, Robert van der Horst just didn't need to take this second touch. Look at the far post where Jonker is. If that had gone across, the easiest of tap-ins.
Netherlands coming close then. Now it's India's turn to pile forward. Here's a chance. Again, Ramandeep can't pick it up. On the reverse stick. Sloppy first touch from Ramandeep Singh. Again, a good lead run, but it's so important. Look at it. If he picked it up there, would have got the shot off.
He would have done indeed. It was a great pass off the right foot through to Ramandeep. As you run and you're accelerating, quite often you push off the left foot as your lead foot. That's where the skills are based. By doing off your right foot, it's a little bit more deceptive, and suddenly you can go through, get the ball through channels. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to. And Ramandeep was in the right place. He'd made the right lead, left to right across the circle, unable to execute a basic skill.
Brought down by Ragnall very casually, in fact. He was almost robbed of the ball there by Sevi Van As. Again, he'll go for himself. Lovely skills from the Indian defender, and now opens up the right-hand flank. Darren Veer with the ball forward into the attacking 23. Netherlands back in numbers, all 11 behind the ball now. And India come out, rebuild through Siddhar Singh. Gajinder. Kotijic just ahead of him. No one else leading into that space over on the left-hand corner. Ragnall, after his little display of skill there, oh dear, right across the open stick of Jonker, almost picked that. Gajinder will go himself. Thinks about going in reverse stick, and again a wasted effort from Gajinder, and it's that decision-making India need to go away. If they're going to compete with the likes of the Netherlands, Australia, England, Germany, it's those sort of passes they've got to complete and get outcomes inside the circle.
Yeah, the Dutch have had so much possession in the last 3 or 4 minutes high up the pitch. When India then win it back, they do need to consolidate just slightly, take a little bit of the panic out of what they're doing and the confidence out of the Dutch. So when they do get into those forward positions, someone like Gajinder just has to make a sensible choice. Roll back round, recycle through midfield. There's nothing down the left, go down the right.
Darren Veer will pick up the attack, and that's an important save, but India will still have a chance to break here. 3-on-3 at the back. It's Ramandeep. Can he find a foot inside the circle? Comes up into the Indian player, off the Dutch defender, and India do this time get their first penalty corner of the game. First chance to strike. Ragnall on the pitch. No Gajinder, I don't think, so it looks like Raghu's going to take this.
Yeah, Gajinder's run over to the bench, I think, to get a message from Oldman, so he is on. So we've got 2 players there. That's popped up into Ramandeep off the stick of Havenga, and the younger players in the side.
No, Gajinder is there. Ragnall setting up as well. I'd go with Gajinder here, having seen him flick one with some power and fizz on it the other night against Argentina. Let's see if they do indeed go with that. It's Gajinder from the head of the D. Good save from Peerman Black. The follow-up came Ramandeep's way, bounced head height. So a follow-up penalty corner for danger, and it's penalty corner number 2 of the night.
Yeah, out to the top, stop dead. Gajinder just doesn't whip round it enough. Peerman Black able to get his entire body behind it. He's shaped to go to the goalkeeper's left. That's why he's still standing up high. comes off Fairman Black down into the turf, but the rebound out of the turf is dangerous.
Got a good feeling about this one for India. 6 minutes left to go in the half. This would be the ideal time to go ahead. Oh dear! Manpreet gathers from the fumble, goes himself, and it's hit a Dutch player. Not sure where that's caught. Havinga seems okay, getting back to his feet, got his face guard there to protect him, and he seems okay. Shot looked as though it came in from outside the D.
It looked like that as well. It's been missed completely, obviously, by Manpreet. Now, why would you choose to shoot? It is going wide, you're absolutely right. You have got 4 passing options in the circle. Altmans must be, well, I suspect, livid with that decision. Unnecessary.
Note to self. Sherman, Hertzberger. It's Devine. Hertzberger again, operating slightly deeper than he'd like to be. This is Kemperman. Dutch have this avenue down the right-hand side. If Hoffman wants to explore it, just dips infield. Ramandeep almost robs it off him. Recycled ball from the Netherlands. Under 5 minutes now left to play in the first half. Still Netherlands 0, India 0. India with 2 penalty corners moments ago. Unable to convert either of those. And de Veerden yet to have a crack from the other end. No attacking penalty corners for the Netherlands.
And good shape and discipline from India. The Dutch recycling the ball from side to side. But at half court, the Indians look really good. Horrible skip.
Interception down the other end. Akash deep. The ball just too heavily weighted for Upadhyay, who was giving chase. And again, India should have done better from that situation. The initial rob here was fantastic. The ball came through. Akash deep from Raghunaut, but then that ball not accurate enough.
It's half meters, it's fractions, it's tiny percentages. The Indians are playing superbly and handling the ball very, very well at times.
I like that.
Is that a reverse scoop from left half?
I don't believe that. Gajinder, reverse flick from the defensive 23, almost going up into the attacking 23. That's power. Ball forward, a bobbly one onto the foot and across the baseline. India ball. They'll have the restart on the edge of their own circle.
Here we see the ball starts to skip, takes a couple of skips on the way out. I think there's a little bit of a roll on the turf.
In the meantime, Sunil found himself in acres of room down there in the top right-hand corner as we look at it from the commentary box. Again, another free hit earned, this time just outside the circle. So they'll bring it back to the dotted line. Ball must now travel 5 metres. They're crowding around it. Who wants to take this one? Garbage comes out through Rupinder. Here's Gajinder. Gajinder route one through and left by Manpreet.
So finally we see that penalty corner and it's the bobble out. But why this is flicked? There's so many passing opportunities. Yes, it's come off the shoulder of Havenga. It wasn't dangerous to anybody other than him, so it's going wide, which is why they got the free hit.
An indication there why Roland Altmans doesn't have any hair at the front of his head.
Apparently had more before he came to India.
Full set of hair, afro this morning. So India will have the ball on the 23-metre line. They've got 3/4 of the pitch to get up, attack it. They've got 2 minutes to try and get something from this half. They'll be very happy with 0-0. That's got to be said. Remember, India ranked 9th in the world, and the Netherlands ranked 2nd. So certainly an impressive performance and showing from the host. Sardar Singh, lovely ball into Manpreet. Kotajit throws that ball diagonally forward. Chance here now for Thamaya. Round into the circle, keeps driving his run forward, but right onto the flat stick. Kemperman there, defending for the Netherlands. Galliman out, cuts in field, intercepted again this time. Sardar keeps the ball alive, just plays one off the foot. Advantage played from the umpire. I thought they might bring that one back.
And Van der looks up.
Now Hoffman will get his chance to shoot. Again comes on to reverse, this time gets something off on target. Srijash, what a save, outstretched on his right foot. India still have the ball in play here, so they've got to be careful. Eventually it goes off for a sideline ball for India. World-class save from Srijesh, caught him on the foot.
Van der Veerden through to Hoffman, cuts inside, now he's in the right position. It's a solid save, big outstretched right foot. Brilliant kicker, that'll have stung his kicker, but he's got good extension off that right leg, and then the cover.
Yeah, commitment from all the Indian players there as the rebound came out, all diving to keep the ball alive, and now they drive forward. Here's Akashdeep. 4 players to get by, can't get through that sea of orange, unfortunately. He was just slightly left on his own there, Akashdeep, and to get past 4, well, that was a big ask. Here's Yonker. Final 30 seconds. Great chasing back from Akashdeep, and again, that level of commitment that you're talking about, Mace, we're seeing it all over the park from the defenders and the attackers like Akashdeep. Great work.
Yeah, so a moment ago, Akashdeep in the high right-hand pocket, attacking 5-4 Dutch shirt, sorry, and all of a sudden committed all the way back.
Route 1 ball comes in, did it catch a foot? Yes, it did.
Certainly looked like it.
Oh, well, what a time to concede, and this is something that India have done time and time again at world level, at the World Cup, and in the pool stages so far in the Champions Trophy. In the final minute of the first half, they've conceded a penalty corner. Now Srijesh will be called into action again. Here's how it came about.
It's come straight in, but look at the lines of defenders. They're hiding behind each other. They can't see. Body position at the back of that defensive line is so poor. And in all the times we've seen it, the Argentinians score with a direct ball in, the Germans direct ball in, the Dutch direct ball in. There is an issue at the back of that defensive line for India.
Hit the foot of Manpreet Singh. It's a penalty corner for the Netherlands, the first of the evening for them. Let's see how clinical they'll be. Mink van der Veerden with 1 goal in the tournament so far. Van der Horst drops back just in case. There's the hooter for half-time. We'll play out the penalty corner. Netherlands to go 1-0 up. Van der Veerden flicks high, hits the crossbar. The bounce comes back and deflected wide. That's the last play of the half. The Netherlands hitting the crossbar with the final play of the half.
Out, stop, flick, whipped off the wrist, and because it's up off Van der Veerden, that's why it is dangerous to India as it drops.
Scoreline is Netherlands 0, India 0. It's half-time. Oh, there we go, what a half of hockey. A spirited Indian performance. They can take huge credit and huge confidence from that first half. The crowd have enjoyed it. There's been no goals in it, but it has been thrilling to watch. Will there be goals in the second half? Well, we'll have to just come back and find out. Srijesh made a good save there towards the end with that shot from Rogier Hoffman. He now trots off to the dressing room to hear what coach Roland Opmans has to say to him and the team. A good half for India. Netherlands 0, India 0. It's half-time here, and the Netherlands tying with India at half-time. Match 12 of the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. No goals as yet, but they're having a fun night out here in Bhubaneswar. First time we've had a major international tournament here. We obviously had the Hockey India League here last season. The Kalinga Lancers playing on this very ground, and they'll be back to do battle again in the latter part of January and early February, and all these guys will be back out to support the Lancers. Even a few youngsters in there as well. Yeah, goal, we'd love to see one. We came close in the first half. India, this was the best of one of their chances. Akashdeep getting his shot away, a snapshot, took a deflection though. Tim and Black just making sure that that one didn't lob him. This was the first chance for Rogier Hoffman. Didn't quite get enough on it. There was enough pressure there from Dinesh Mushtaba, and a comfortable save in the end from Srijesh. Up the other end, well, made up a bit of hash of the original stop there at the top, Manpreet, then took a shot. Hoffman's shot here. This is the best chance for the Netherlands in open play in that first half. Again, a good save from Srijesh. This is the last play of the half. Watch that, ping off the crossbar, and came back dangerously from Mink van der Weerden's drag flick from the top of the D. There's a look at some of the other stats. Simon Mason, Great Britain and England international goalkeeper alongside me. What can we take from those stats in the first half?
Well, the stats absolutely reflect the scoreline. I've been really impressed with how India have come out to put pressure on the Netherlands. They haven't sat back, they haven't been in awe of them, they haven't worried about them. They've played their natural game, stepped forwards, got on the front foot, and really threatened the Dutch. And the Dutch haven't got the fluidity they've shown in the first two games.
Remember, the Dutch are unbeaten in the tournament so far. 2 wins from 2. And this crowd is certainly having an impact on this game. India looking for their first points of the tournament before we head into the quarterfinals on Thursday. Now, no matter what the scoreline here, India go through to the quarterfinals, and that's the must-win game. But no better way to prepare yourselves than against the world number 2. And they are holding their own, and if not, giving it some. And these guys are certainly giving it some too. Great scenes. And we are just 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. India versus the Netherlands, the final pool game on day 3. It's match 12 of the tournament, with so much more hockey to look forward to over the coming days. A day off for all the teams tomorrow, and they'll make good use of that. Then we'll be back to do battle in the quarterfinals on Thursday, another day off on Friday, then we're into the semi-finals and classification games on Saturday. Then the finals on Sunday, just a couple of days away. Roland Altmans is pitch side with Dubai and Sen. Here's what he has to say.
Coach, lots of action in that first half. No goals, unfortunately. Plenty of opportunities, though.
Yeah, I think we can really be proud of what the team is showing in that first half. We play against one of the best teams in the world and one of the best in the tournament. And I think we really had more opportunities in the end than they had. And I'm really proud of what I see. Of course, in the end, you want finally a reward from all the efforts that they're giving. Hopefully we will be able to do so in this second half.
Well, you've got a substitution in the goalkeeping, so can we expect some more experimentation looking at the quarterfinals?
Well, it's clear that it's the most important tournament, of the most important match in the tournament, and it's clear for us that we will finish fourth anyhow. It's clear that we will play England, so yeah, we have to look into that as well.
Well, all the best to you and the boys.
Thank you.
So there is Harjot Singh in the Indian goal, replacing Srijesh, who made that save in the first half to keep India level pegging with the world number 2. Remember, the Netherlands, the first ever winners of the Hockey World League in Delhi earlier on in the year, and 8 times Champions Trophy winners. There's Srijesh. And India will have the ball with Ramandeep over it, playing from left to right in the sky blue colours. Fire it up for Bhubaneswar, here we go. Kedar thinks about going to air, keeps it low. Third quarter action from the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. India 0, Netherlands 0. And just jostling for position at the moment. Netherlands will finish top of the table either way. And if India can slot 3 or 4 goals past the Netherlands, then they'll jump from bottom of the table to third on goal difference. Not quite sure that's going to happen this evening. It looks pretty much as though India are going to face England in the quarterfinals on Thursday, and the Netherlands looking like they will face Pakistan, who finished bottom of Pool A. Mink van der Weerden hit the crossbar at the very end of the first half. That was the Netherlands' best chance from a set play. In open play, Rogier Hoffman with 2 shooting opportunities. And in brief, it was a thrilling first half, Mace.
It was a fantastic first half, contributed to massively by the Indians. I'm sure there was a lot of people here who felt the Indians were going to have to be reserved and just contain the Dutch because of their fluidity. Nothing could be further from the truth. They've played with real understanding, they've got some opportunity, and to be honest, if a couple of their players had just received balls, Ramandeep in particular, passes to him in the circle, we could see an Indian victory, Indian ahead at this moment in time.
Yeah, they have just got to keep their heads and keep everything in perspective as well. Still a long way to go, and hockey's such a fast-flowing game that even within a half of hockey, it's possible to score 6-7 goals if you have a lapse in concentration. India need to stay focused. Rupinder Pal. Ball on the 45, not always the best option. It came up into the body of Sunil. Manpreet leaves it for Rupinder, and this can come straight in if he wants to. He's got that deception on the drag, slaps it in, goal bang, looking for the deflection. Did they get something on it? They can go to referral, and well, there was no reaction from the Indian forward. That was the right decision. Long corner.
Yeah, and that's great to see between the players. It's gone in because Ramandeep's not asked for that. He knows it'll go to video if he tries to claim it, so he doesn't even bother. Mink van der Weerden knows he's put it into the goal, so all is fair. The crowd, however, don't get the benefits of our replay, so they were loving the fact that it could easily be an Indian goal.
There's another deflected effort this time. Tucked under the body from Sunil, and India had the lead. It's Netherlands 0, India 1.
What a touch. That was just about impossible to execute. Gajinder piles it into the circle, a sliding slap. Sunil has gone across the face of Permin Black in the goal. Well, they've gone to video, but I can't believe Sunil would have claimed that if it wasn't legitimate.
Well, he shot off for the corner flag. Let's see what the question is.
Back of the stick. If you look for a back stick, the player. Thank you. Back stick, yeah, in the player.
So the Netherlands using their video referral. Was this a back stick? There's a deflection. Oh, it might have a point there, you know.
No, I think what he's done is he's taken that in the hook of his stick and he's pulled it back towards the goal. You'll struggle to see it from there, but if you think about the physics of it, to pull that back from his body position, he has to pull it back into the goal, which he does. He's pulled the stick behind him, caught it in the hook, which is fine, because it's the face. I think you'd be hard-pressed to be conclusive that's the back of the stick.
Obviously, there's no advice possible. It'll be a goal. And even in slow motion, it looks like a goal. But which side of the stick does this hit? Is this on the back stick?
See, to me, you can see the face of the stick all the time. That's the toe as he pulls through it. That's the toe there as he's pulled through and round. The whole stick goes backwards towards the goal. So the whole stick goes backwards. So he's pulled that around with the toe, in my opinion.
We'll break it down really slowly. Done so well. That is the
stick's rotated there. That's back stick. But then as it comes round, he rotates his wrist and pulls.
We'll leave it with the video umpire. Yeah, here it is.
There's no reason to change your decision.
Yeah.
No reason. It's goal then. The goal will stand and Holland leads their referral. Goal.
So the Netherlands lose their referral and India go a goal up.
Yeah, and I think that's the right outcome. I don't think you can, if you look at how Sunil has pulled that backwards, yes, there is a suspicion in the middle of the circle, right at the beginning of the move, but then there is a wrist rotation, the stick flattens out, and as he pulls through, it's a little bit 50-50, but I think the video umpire has done his job to say, look, I can't definitively disallow that.
Netherlands 0, India 1. Sunil scoring on 32 minutes. Give the host the lead. Well, this is going to be exciting now in the second half. Oh dear. One goes astray from Mink van der Weerden, giving India the ball back, and they'll be brimming with confidence now Start there from Cottagit, and just listen to the crowd now getting behind their team. Free hit conceded outside the 23. This is where they need to keep their composure. It was the other night against Argentina where they were going ahead and they lost their composure, and Argentina went straight back up the other end and scored. This time Harjot gets a solid kicker to it to deny the Netherlands the chance of level pegging in this game.
And that's a really, really important first touch for the substitute goalkeeper. Gets fired across, and India have conceded so many times. That's a big, strong kick. Body weight's a little bit backwards, and it was lifted, but he did get away with it.
Manpreet wins the free hit. Manny with the ball in towards the top of the D. Netherlands come away with it. Van der Horst looks back.
From there.
Just tried to gain a few yards, did the Dutch captain. Now, Netherlands behind here. See what Max Caldas has to input in the remainder of this quarter. Still 11 minutes left to play in it. Free hit, one down there on the baseline. Another little foot there outside the circle from Cottagit. Netherlands have the ball back on the 5-metre line. That dotted hash line all around the circle. Good space here, opening up. Slap ball comes in, gathered by Rapinda.
The India front line just needs to be a bit better in defence, because it was a Kashdeep who got his lines wrong. He didn't come back into the defence, and it meant the ball could go down his inside. Same here, he's got himself caught out. He's the wrong side of the ball. He needs his feet to be the other way around.
There's a ball, there's a chance, there's a shot. Comes up off Harjot, a wild swing, and it's going to be a corner because of the dangerous swing from Gajinder Singh, who tried to clear that ball while it was in the air. Almost made contact with Halima and took his head clean off.
Panicked from Gajinder, that was the problem. As the ball comes in, Harjot does his job to an extent. It pops up into him. He does bring it down, but onto the top of his own leg guard. Gajinder just needed to bring the ball down. It's not a clean strike. Once you hit the top of his pad to bobble up, Gajinder could just put his stick on top of that, and then the impact into Halima gives away the corner as well.
Penalty corner number 2 of the evening for the Netherlands. They hit the crossbar at the end of the first half, and it's PC time again for Mink van der Weerden. Hertzberger alongside him at the top of the second castle. Van der Weerden, there's the flick, brave run from Gajinder, and kicked away by Harjot and saved. Kept out of the goal, but the number 1 runner hit on the way through. Brave running from Gajinder denies the Netherlands an equaliser.
Yeah, Mink van der Weerden just taking this slow, long drag to take it in as close as possible. And that's cream Gajinder on the shin guards, but having given it away, actually it's the knee pad, I think. A good flick, but straight down the middle. Mink van der Weerden, there wasn't any width on that.
10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mink van der Weerden again with a flick. This time he finds an equaliser right into the corner. Harjot watched it go in. It went whistling past the postman, and the Netherlands are back in this. It's Netherlands 1, India 1.
I'd be interested to see whether it comes out the circle. It looks very, very close on the edge of the D. I'm not convinced. There's nothing wrong with the flick at all, and nothing that Harjot could do. I'm not sure that that actually goes across the line of the D. Nobody's picked it. Does that go outside? We need a super slow-mo to see from a slightly different angle, but it's a great flick. There's absolutely nothing that Manpreet on the line can do.
Mink van der Weerden, second goal of the tournament for him. Hit the crossbar, remember, in the first half, and now finds the netting on 35 minutes. So 1-1. 10 minutes, or just under, left to play. The Netherlands without their video referral. Now, interesting how India will play this. Will they keep the pressure on the Netherlands, or will they sit back and invite the Dutch forward? India, who went ahead through a deflected goal by Sunil before Mink van der Weerden levelled things on 35 minutes.
To answer your question, Mike, I think they've just got to keep playing. They've been much more effective this tournament when they go forwards and get on the front foot. When they've sat back and defended, that's when they've been vulnerable and let stuff in.
We switch our attention to the other pool. England finished top of that pool on 7 points, with Belgium in second, Australia third, Pakistan fourth. And this the final pool game before we enter the quarter-finals. India looking to finish the pool stages strong. They've got a free hit here, which is taken by Gabaj. Darren Veer won't trap that one, and the Netherlands will have it back. There's the quick self-pass, which Darren Veer wasn't alert to, and now the Dutch steam forward in numbers. Gallema now to the baseline, looking for the 1-2 back. Good cover in the end by Darren Veer, who done the work back and then swept away, but India struggling to clear their lines here. The Dutch get the shot off on the back stick, and well, no final touch in there, a defensive touch as such, but that shot just must have gone off target.
It just stays on, only just a great pullback and then a touch. India just can't get the ball away.
Struggling to clear their lines. A little bit of extra pressure for Team India to absorb there. Here's the ball into Hoffman. Van der Weerden, the goal scorer from the penalty corner. No doubt about that. Almost broke the net. Lovely little dink. And with the restart. Back through Mink van der Weerden. 1-1 the score. Oh dear. Some loose passes going astray there. Let's have a look at that goal again. You think this one didn't come outside the D?
I'm just not sure it comes out the circle. It looks like it stops right on the line. To me, that's on the line. It's got to clear the line. There needs to be turf. As we get super slow-mo, does it come out? That, to me, is on the line as it stopped. I don't think it comes out the D.
So if India had
Here
gone
we go,
to
here we go.
referral here.
Oh, if we can... Is that in the circle there? Does that come out the D? It's close. It didn't feel like it on first in real time.
Maybe a discussion point after the game. Let's see how close it's going to be. Oh, lovely tackle. I think it was too aggressive in the umpire's mind, and Gabaj Singh brought tumbling down India, earning a free hit. Darren Veer will take it. Back Sadar will as they make some space. Sadar might go himself here. Aggressively into the circle. Mink van der Weerden tries to smack it away on the Tomahawk side. Jonker's not going to be able to keep that one in. India sustain the pressure.
And there's moments now when it looks like it's the Dutch who are hanging on. There's so much Indian pressure. There's panic clearances. It's not consistent in defence.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether to use the video referral there as well. I think having a chat with the umpire, was the foot inside or outside? It's too late now either way, as they try and get the ball back in. Another deflection effort. This time it fell to Lalit Uthappa with the final touch. Uthappa. Darren Veer will take the long corner. Rapinda. Rajinder over there on the left flank. He's not quite got the angle, Rapinda, so plays it in to Raganort. Now Gajinder is in space. Route 1 ball, there's a little deflection there. Mink van der Weerden, Gallers and Gallema foot there. Oh dear, thought that was maybe the other way. Stick tackle maybe beforehand.
No ball drilled across, and it just takes the finest of touches, and the man in black, Pearman Black, at the back, just gets a little touch to deflect it off.
Rap attack from you.
The goalkeeper, you can just never be sure. You don't want to let that go. If it hits the front edge of the post and comes back into play, all of a sudden you're presenting simple opportunities. The goalkeeper is allowed to deflect it over the baseline. He's not allowed to play it over the baseline, so using the kit stationary foot.
5 minutes left to play in quarter 3. Netherlands 1, India 1. This is Netherlands coming forward from right to left, attacking the goal, which Harjot Singh is waiting in. There's the follow-up shot, blazes across the crossbar from Robert Kemperman. One in the tournament so far. Very easily could have had a second here.
And it pops out, and again it's a lack of composure on the clearance. Rapinda Pal, Kemperman with a baseball swing.
And that would have been up there with one of the goals of the tournament. Incidentally, Mink van der Weerden's the 50th goal of the tournament, scoring on 35 minutes to bring the Netherlands level. 50 goals in 12 games. They're going some. Bart tries to throw that ball forward. Advantage from the umpire. Here's another chance, and then some good defending in the end. Did enough to get something on it, then it went onto the foot of Hoffman just before he let that shot off. Now, India will counter-attack. This is where they look strong, and they've got numbers over Ramandeep making a run towards the far post. Interception tackle there from the Dutch number 6, Sherman, Glenn Sherman. Still India come forward. Now another chance. No mistake this time as it's swept away to Hertzberger. Doesn't have any support here, just Jonker ahead of him. That's the way to retain possession.
Yeah, absolutely, rolling back into space, recognising as he looked up, yes, there was some great running by Jonker to give him a forward option, but there were 5 blue shirts settled in defence, so very smartly off Hertzberger with the right decision to just spin away, peel away on the forehand, absolutely no pressure on the ball, drop it back to the midfield.
Jonker missing the reverse stick ball there, not able to collect it. Let's come up off Sadar, so Netherlands will have the ball. Hoffman gives it to Kemperman, forwarded on, looking for Jonker. Sevi van Assel hit it first time. Gajinder gets his body and stick in the way of it. Can he keep his cool? A little bit of pressure here from Hertzberger, and there a clumsy tackle from him too. India ball.
Gajinder's adrenaline and energy and pace for a moment, looking like he'd overrun the ball. He was in exactly the right place off Harjot's left foot. A little bit of criticism against some of the Indian defence occasionally, and other defences in this competition, that the player on the back post, the defender, has let the ball go past them and just been tapped in to an empty net. Goalkeeper needs support.
Ramandeep goes reverse stick, and again wasted opportunity. It's taken a deflection. Could have easily got his feet around there. Took a Dutch touch, so it's going to be a sideline ball, long corner. Oh dear, a slip down in the corner this time from Manpreet Singh. Hoffman with the overlapping run of Van der Horst. That's Kemperman, and again he just lost his footing and lost his way a little bit there in the midfield. Just over 2 minutes left to play now. Netherlands 1, India 1. We have one final period of 15 minutes to try and get a decider here. India now who look to pick up their first point of the tournament after those 2 early losses in the tournament. It really matters for nothing actually if we're looking at it objectively for India. It's the quarter-final stages that are going to be all important.
Sandoval picking up a green card, just got slightly too close to Gajinder in the midfield, and in leaning on him just ended up creating the contact that Andrew Kennedy, the English umpire, doesn't like.
DeBarge gives chase, Ramandeep picks it up, weaves in field, and now we'll thump this one. Goal plan didn't connect with it cleanly, and onto the foot there of Ramandeep. It'll be a Dutch ball.
And India certainly seem happy to come down to this right-hand corner. There's the man who picked up the green card for the contact in midfield. Not overly aggressive, but India, sorry, going back to it, seem happy to go into their front right-hand corner and then deliver cross-field passes from there. Done it frequently, they've got some outcomes, but they just need to mix it up a little bit between strike and then dummy strike, so faking, and then with beautiful quick hands that they've got, just going around the baseline.
Got to play to their strengths, India. They really are one of the most skillful nations. When you look at their stick work, just sometimes the decision making that needs a little work on. Van der Horst of the Netherlands gets his head up and almost has the ball stolen off him there. There were 2 Indian shots. Now Sadar Singh picks it up, but there was a foot just before that spotted by Andrew Kennedy, the English umpire on that far side. Yeah,
and it's a wry smile because he knew that he was playing the advantage to see if there was an outcome for the Dutch, because it had hit an Indian foot, and you can go back 2 or 3 passages of play, a little bit like in rugby where you get kind of 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds to just see what the outcome was. So while Sadar had stolen it, no chance to come forward.
Last attack for the Netherlands in the quarter. Ball comes into the circle. Can they get a shot off on target? They'll certainly try, if not find a penalty corner. If they can slip it onto a foot, and it's a penalty corner because it has gone directly over the baseline.
It's come off a foot in the circle. I'm convinced that's come off a foot. There is a slip, but the slip and the clearance, whilst it may have been going off the baseline, it hits a Dutch foot.
Peter, I've given a penalty corner for the Indian player hitting it straight off the back. They have said it hit a Dutch foot on the way.
Thank you. I'll stick for hardwood over the baseline.
We'll get that checked up in the video umpire room, and we'll have another look at it here in our slow-mo.
Yeah, no, it's the question for me is whether the Dutch foot is on the pitch. There's no doubt there's a slip and a play as he falls over, but as he falls, yes, comes off the instep. Comes off the instep, in my opinion. Preußer has a slip, a horrible slip, but it just picks off a toe.
Here it is in super slow motion.
Yeah, there's no stick in the image there, so it's got to have hit something to pop up that much.
Good decision. India using their video referral and keeping it as well in the process. And that is the hooter for the end of the quarter. 15 minutes left to play here. It's Netherlands 1, India 1. Rensburg not on the score sheet today. An equaliser though for Mink van der Veerden in 35 minutes. There's Robert van der Horst with the Dutch head coach Max Kaulis. A quick chat from the coach. Some final tactical changes potentially. But India holding their own here against the world number 2. An impressive third quarter for them.
A very impressive third quarter for them, and they have wholly resisted any kind of Dutch onslaught. The Dutch have never got in their stride. The little interplays have all been delayed and thwarted, and the Indians at the same time, when they do come forward with the crowd behind them, they're buoyed and they have pace and they are looking dangerous.
Sunil, the goal scorer for India on 32 minutes. Mink van der Veerden, the equaliser on 35, and 15 minutes still to play. Can Sardar Singh's men do it? Now this is where I'd love to see India hold their own in that final 15. Great preparation for the quarter-finals on Thursday. Saw them undone with a last-minute goal in their first game of this tournament by Germany. Saw them concede, having gone ahead against Argentina, not once but twice. Argentina coming back at them before they went on and lost that game 4-2. They really can lay down a statement here today by getting a result against the world number 2 and a confidence booster going into the quarter-finals. A quarter-final that looks like it's going to be against England on Thursday, and these guys will all be back again to get behind their country. Just the support that you want from the home fans. Some of them experiencing hockey for the first time, some of them hockey veterans. Great to have them on board in Bhubaneswar. So a final 15 minutes and India get us underway, playing from left to right. It's the Netherlands 1, India 1. India who went ahead on 32 minutes from Sunil's goal, a little deflected goal past Peerman Black. And then Mink van der Veerden earning the Netherlands equaliser from a penalty corner. Van der Veerden also hitting the crossbar at the end of the first half, but just the 2 goals so far. 50 in the tournament in total. And 14.5 minutes left to play now as India charge forward with Garbage. A roll out from Danish. Forced over to the left-hand side of the field, and that's the stronger side of the field for the Netherlands to defend. And India just coming out and around. Crossfield ball to Sunil, the goal scorer. Garbage. Route 1 ball again, looking for that deflection. Goal bound, and Peerman Black gets away behind it. The follow-up shot forces a second save. Now surely, yes, they've done it! India have scored. Netherlands 1, India 2. They go ahead. Manpreet, the Indian number 7, scores for India, and India take the lead for the second time in the game.
And they have consistently crashed ball in from that right-hand side. There's touches in the circle. In the end, it's the third phase as Peerman Black makes 3 attempts, 2 of which are successful. We see it now, it's crashed from the right-hand side. It's a great first-time attempt. What awareness from the man on the ground, and then finally it's Manpreet who pumps it in past Peerman Black's left foot. The second phase play is truly outstanding. Peerman Black on his backside, unable to get in the way.
That the reaction from the Indian bench. Raghunaut with his fist to the sky, and Manpreet on the score sheet, scoring India's second on 47 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Danish Matava has now picked up a green card for knocking the ball away. So India down to 10 men, and this is the phase when they have been susceptible to counter-attacks in games in the past. They need some composure now, they need to hold the ball.
Good commitment from Sunil to take that away for a sideline ball. Mink van der Veerden now on the right-hand side, but the Dutch with that extra outfield player as they attempt to crack the ball in. Sardar gets to it first, and there may be a chance here to counter-attack. He hasn't got any support really with him. Akashdeep is now just stretching his legs. The best option was Gajinder back there. Now Garbage. Good skill to retain the ball. And as we said, India down a player, so they just need to hold on to it for a couple of minutes whilst they see off that green card.
The captain's composure a moment ago, as Sardar Singh, in the old days of Indian play, he'd have tried to instigate a forward run and attack. He hasn't individually got the pace to burn past the defence, so just recycled the play.
2 minutes in the sin bin for Dinesh Mushtabai. It starts as soon as he sits down on the bench, so he's not got long left to serve. This is Sunil again, goal scorer in the third quarter. Just getting crossed there with Manpreet, the two goal scorers going toe-to-toe, literally. Free hit to be taken from the dotted line, 5 metres outside the circle. Good lead run this time from Thamaya. Now Sunil will try and get a third here for India. Along the baseline, finds a foot, does he? Yes, he does. Penalty corner for India, a third of the night. And if they can convert here, this could be the biggest shock of the tournament so far.
And that's such brilliant composure on the baseline, the ball when it gets there. This is what players need to do when they're under pressure. Step away, suggestion of obstruction, but as soon as you've got that contact, got your defensive opposite number, Nick van der Schoot off balance, just fires it onto his foot, wins the corner, gives his team the chance of a real outcome from the top of the circle.
And that's what you want your strikers to do. Excellent execution from Sunil. Now, Rupinder Pal and Gajinda there in shot. The weapons at the head of the D. It's got to come Gajinda's way. He's on great form, one in the tournament so far. It's Rupinder Pal that steps up though, keeps it low and scores! India go ahead by 3. Netherlands 1, India 3. There's a riot here in Bhubaneswar as India, the number 9 in the world, are outplaying the world number 2.
And it's the simplest of executions. Sunil runs a dummy line to suggest that the ball can't go to the left-hand castle. Comes in, looks for the deflection, misses it completely. And it is the big man, Rupinder Pal Singh, drag, long flick. Nothing on it from the man in front of the goalkeeper. Pearman Black's weight is the wrong way. He's collapsed to his right-hand side. And Altmans, well, I'd say delighted, but it's a muted well done fist pump.
That's excited for Altmans. And I imagine across India now, they are loving this. Netherlands 1, India 3. We're far from done though, under 12 minutes left to play. Netherlands have lost their video referral. India still have theirs intact, and more importantly, 3 goals on the board. They're back up to full strength as well. And, well, the Netherlands already guaranteed finishing top spot. How will they react? Will they play this one out in competitive fashion? You'd expect them to. Looking to keep that 100% record in the competition. Was there a foot there? No, says the umpire. Wave on. Rupinder, the goal scorer. No mistake about that one. Old school grass hockey as he pumps it upfield with 11 minutes left to play. Van der Linden over on the far side. Van der Horst, the captain, aerial ball. The India defender was underneath it, Gabaj, so we'll get the advantage there from the aerial ball that came down. And Rupinder just getting his team to stay calm. He may think about going to air here, he does. You have it, he says. Van der Linden misses it, and there's going to be a chance here. Gathered. Can they earn another penalty corner? Some solid defending and experienced defending from Van der Horst, and no way through for Ramandeep.
There was experience from Van der Horst, but Mink van der Veerden nearly gave it back to Ramandeep on a plate in his own circle. The Dutch are not rattled as such, but this is India in India. The crowd are not only the 12th man, they're the 13th and the 14th and the 15th.
Well, if their England team are watching on, it's something they've certainly got to be wary of in the quarter-finals. It really doesn't matter where you finish in the pool stages, because these teams are going to come out and give it everything in the quarter-finals on Thursday. And we have got the best 8 teams in the world here in Bhubaneswar. It's the Netherlands who come forward now and try and get one back. They trail by 2. Van der Horst there. Kemperman, little foot. Advantage played. Sardar now, nothing in front of him. Players either side. Lalit to his right. That was Ramandeep. Darren Veer now. Into the circle. Can they make it 4? Great stick skills. Took it around a few of the players, did Lalit Upadhyay, but unable to find a foot. Great stick work, though.
It's carpet dribbling, left and right. What I mean by that is the sort of stuff that kids practice in front of their televisions, backwards and forwards with the ball. How fast can you move it over 50 centimetres, 2 feet?
Now, often referred to as those 3D skills as well, with a little lift in there and dragging it left to right, and such quick hands. Lalit Upadhyay. Now listen to the crowd get behind their side. This is what it's all about. Hertzberger into the midfield and Bart.
And it is what it's all about in terms of our sport and the game and the enthusiasm. But in terms of the outcome, this is about composure. They need to close this game out.
Kottagit, overlapping run, Akashdeep. Bart, that's got to be head height, surely. No,
Yeah,
says the umpire.
I was
Yeah,
going to
I
say
agree, in the face.
Absolutely. I think that's a poor choice from Akashdeep. So what I was saying is that you don't have to force the play. You've got enough skill on the ball to simply go, right, we're at left wing, we've got all the time in the world, let's go all the way back round. We can go to Rupinder Pal, he can distribute from 60 yards, that kind of pass.
Good pick
Kottagit
from
getting caught.
Van der Horst to get Kottagit's foot. Hertzberger leading towards the ball. Raganaut now almost slips, keeps his footing. Can he make the right pass selection? No is the answer. Mink van der Weerden gets that one. A little jab tackle away from him though by Akashdeep for the sideline ball. Mink van der Weerden, the only scorer for the Netherlands this evening. India taking the lead through Sunil. Van der Weerden bringing them level at 1-1 before Manpreet Singh and Rupinder Singh added 2 extra goals for India. 3-1 it stands in India's favour. And we have 7.5 minutes left to play in Bhubaneswar. Champions Trophy 2014. This the final pool game, match 12.
Here we see the last goal. It's the simplest of executions through the channel between postman and goalkeeper, both of them anticipating a deflection, the deflection not coming, and it goes into the, slams into the backboard from Rupinder Pal. Those levers of his, it's the long drag, he picks it up off his back foot, a slow drag to start with to accelerate the ball, and then the whip of the stick pulling through.
5 goals in the tournament now for India. A green card now for Mink van der Weerden, so the Netherlands down to 10 players. For at least 2 minutes now, Mink van der Weerden will sit out. It's for that tackle, a little shove in the back as well, as he came in with that sloppy reverse stick tackle on Manpreet Singh into the sin bin. And India keeping a high press here. It's Lalit that stays high. Ramandeep cutting off the channel to the left-hand side. Floated ball over the top. Good step from Manpreet, scorer of India's second goal. Here's a chance to make it 4. Shoulder to shoulder. Darren Veer comes away with it. Lalit. Good defence from Havinga. Wins the free hit. There was confirmation of the green card for Mink van der Weerden. 2 minutes in the sin bin. What a night this is turning out to be for India. Can they keep their cool? Yes is the answer so far. Take a deep breath. 6 minutes remaining.
Well, and Rupinder Pal's body language suggests what the team need to do. He just needs to be cool. They don't need to force anything. They need to play down these wide channels. If they start to run the ball in here into centre midfield, it's where they're going to get turned over. Find your half-backs, find your touch lines.
To Bank doing the basics well. Garbage and Sadar now in support on the right-hand side. Here comes Sadar Singh, the captain, again just laying it off for his teammate. In the meantime, it looks as though one of the Dutch players has gone down. It's Van As. Seve Van As goes down. Here's why.
There's a tap on the left knee from Garbage. The ball pops. There's a ball pops there, and then the follow through is not pretty on the replay.
Doesn't look good in super slow-mo, that's for sure.
There is contact between that left knee.
Yeah, certainly don't want to see too much of that in the game, and well, no excuse for that in the super slow-mo. It looked rather cynical. Netherlands 1, India 3. Seve Van As hobbling off the pitch now. It doesn't look like he'll play any further part in this game, the final pool game, as we said. trying to do the maths here. If India will work this out, I think if they get another goal, certainly if they get another 2, they finish 3rd in the table. I'll leave that one with you, Simon. Gajinda on the right-hand flank. 5 minutes left to play. Sadar. Now Garbage. Attacking down that right-hand flank. He's got it all to himself. It comes up off the stick, and a foot there too from Sander Devine. Gajinda again slaps one in, and this time it is dangerous. Again, it's hit Sander Devine. So restart at the back. Aerial ball from the back, Van der Horst. Pinderpal doesn't want to do anything silly here. You can see the orange shirts crowding around him. Does the simple thing, wins the free hit. Job done. Under 5 minutes to play now. Under 5 minutes for India to hold on here. 3-1 the scoreline if you're just joining us. Don't go anywhere. Well, here's a thrilling climax to the pool stages of this tournament. It gives us a good indication of how competitive it's going to be once we reach the quarter-final stages. Action all the way through Thursday from 11:30 in the morning all the way through until 9 o'clock in the evening. All the quarter-finals. You're watching worldwide, FIH.ch if you want to watch it on your computer screens, and then your various broadcasters as well on the telly. Netherlands 1, India 3. Final stages of this game. Ball aerial forward, but intercepted this time by Van der Schoot. Hertzberger. Real deflection chance there. Harjot with the save. It's come up into Gajinda, so it'll be a penalty corner for the Netherlands with just under 3.5 remaining. Gajinda, I think, went to ground there, and you see it bounces back off the goalkeeper.
It does. Harjot's had to get in the way of it. It's not a pretty save, and it has gone back into Gajinda. I think it's Sander Devine's managed to try and get out the way of it somehow, and it's hit Gajinda.
Amazing awareness. It was Chalama that was just in front of Gajinda, who let it go through his legs, got one leg up, and allowed the ball to bounce back into the body of Gajinda. Gajinda, the goal scorer of the other night. Rupinder, Manpreet and Sunil on the score sheet this evening for India. Mink van der Veerden again from the head of the D for the Netherlands, run down by Ragenow this time and cleared by Gajinda. The crowd to their feet, because that was some brave number 1 running. Mink van der Veerden let rip with another flick from the head of the D, and Ragenow was there. Still the Netherlands come forward, this time a strong right boot.
Stick check though on the way into the circle, corner given. As the run comes in here into the circle, there's a stick check there. That's the stick check. I've seen strokes given for less than that. It's a long way away from the ball.
Netherlands to draw one back. Mink van der Veerden, same format at the head of the D in the same formation. Alongside him, Hertzberger. You'd expect the big beardy man to take this one. Mink van der Veerden to make it 3-2. Comes his way from the head of the D, lets it go in exactly the same place as his first penalty corner. The Netherlands get one back. Netherlands 2, India 3.
The Netherlands jogging back to the halfway line with purpose. This comes out and is stopped clean. I think it's such a difficult thing to move the trapper as they're doing on the routines. That one was definitely outside the circle, and absolutely nothing on the line that Rupinder Pal Singh can do. He's outside. I think he needs to be tighter if he's going to do anything effective. It's a flapping stick up into that corner.
Yeah, you see a lot of the postmen these days standing inside the goal line. Rupinder Pal just stepping outside of the line. Harjot just having a look, and Mink van der Veerden is spurring on the troops for the final 3 minutes. India would love to take a win going into the quarter-finals against the world number 2. Sunil driving down. Here's where he's got the pace. He's going to make it into the circle here. Gets the shot off. Ball goes into the D. Pierman Black with the deflection, and now can they find a foot? Good spin turn. Now the ball comes back across. It's come up off the Dutch player, but a good tackle. Van der Schoot. Clean tackle. What a take from Manpreet. overhead to deny the Dutch any more territory. 2-3 the score. India still with their noses one in front.
Well, have they got the composure? Have they got the confidence? Sardar Singh stepping out from the heart of defence to deny the ball in from Van der Horst. Now they've got to be sensible. Run to a corner flag, Sardar Singh, to close this game out. Don't run into contact. Look to your left.
There's Akashdeep to his left. Can he get the shot off? Go yourself. Tries to chip it over Peerman Block, then try and plays the 1-2 off him. Really should have just come in and let rip there. He had all the time in the world. Just didn't seem to have the confidence to go with it as Sardar Singh played him in.
Yeah, but it's not actually a bad outcome to go into the circle for a couple of soft shots against the goalkeeper, for him to then clear it off for a long corner. It's taken a good 30-odd seconds of play, which for India looking to close this out. Now the Indians have gone, they're asking for video referral for the contact at the head of the circle. I think it's taken too long. Oh, this is a long time away from the incident. There's been two shots.
And we'll find out what India are asking for. This is the play that led to it.
That's Mink van der Veerde pushing in the 25. I don't think there's anything in that at all. Akashdeep then has two cycles of play, but there's no appeal. There's still no appeal. Sardar Singh puts it under his arm. Manpreet in the middle of the picture just gets clipped by Mink van der Veerde, but it's not the pulling and shirt pulling and contact we've seen in other games. The second contact that actually takes player to ground.
There's no reason to change your decision, and India lose their referral.
Okay. And then
so India going to lose their referral here.
It's a start over here. Yeah,
still have the lead and they still have possession.
Not the referral. Unload the referral. Lose the referral. Okay.
Lose the referral. Yeah. Correct.
So Eduardo Lozana getting fed that information from our video umpire Mink van der Veerde gives a little wink Akashdeep's way. India though with possession and still a chance here to take all 3 points in the final game, and that would mean they would go ahead of India. Would go ahead of Germany, India, and finish third in the table. Means that England would then face Germany in the quarterfinals on Thursday afternoon.
And India, to close this out, just need to get all the defensive lines right. They need to be policing the straight line to goal. Sardar Singh needs to drop back on Kemperman to make sure that there's no direct line into circle. The Dutch will know that the Indians are fallible at this stage of the game to balls just pumped into the D. The Indians themselves just need to be disciplined.
Quick restart here, there's a reverse stick shot.
What a save! What a pick!
That could be a match-winning save from Harjot Singh. Hoffman denied with that outstretched right glove, and will definitely have a chance to have looked at again, but Van der Horst in the meantime takes it off and it's a long corner. We've still got 40 seconds left to play here, and 40 seconds left for India to hang on. Another save from Harjot this time, kicked across the baseline and recycled from the Netherlands. This will be the last play. Mink van der Veerde slips. Akashdeep in pursuit.
Akashdeep now sensibly, however, backing off. He doesn't want to run that. That's far too big. It's off the sideline, and that will probably be game ball. But Harjot Singh, what a heroic, stellar, unbelievable pick.
Well, they're going to call him Harjot the hero, and the crowd are already up on their feet, knowing that they are going to beat the world number 2 here. What a night for India. The quarterfinals then, a win in the final game sees India finish third in the table. There's the final score then. Netherlands 2, India 3. A first win of the tournament for India, and what a time going into those quarterfinals. A confidence-boosting win. The world number 9 beating the second best team in the world. And India jog on now to those quarterfinals. Manpreet Singh on the score sheet this evening, scored on 47 minutes. Rupinder Pal also scoring. Sunil with the opening goal. Mink van der Veerde though with 2 penalty corners. He's going to be a threat going into the quarterfinals when the Netherlands take on Pakistan. But the final score here, the final pool game of the Hero Champions Trophy, Netherlands 2, India 3. What about that? It had everything, didn't it? Atmosphere, end-to-end stuff, and the Netherlands, well, they were outplayed on the night.
They were outplayed, and the Indians found not one different gear, but 2 or 3. Everything they did started to work. It's the meter they'd been missing up to this point, the interchanges that hadn't fired. All of a sudden, the right things happened. I was concerned at half-time when the man in the middle of the picture a moment ago, Srijesh, got taken off to be replaced by Harjot, but he comes out with the best save probably of his international career to date to keep all 3 points going to the Indians.
Yep, Hero Harjot, man of the night. And everyone played their part. It really is a team effort when you win against the world's best. There's Sunil that got everything going with his goal on 32 minutes. I think we can have a look at this save again. Mace, talk it to us as a goalkeeper.
Hoffman has all the time in the world. Top corner, hands up high. His starting position was exactly right. High hands, look, high hands, they're already there. So he's got all of that tension in the biceps and the upper chest. He can explode up to deflect it over the bar. It's a brilliant pick.
And the coach first to put his arms around Harjot and say, well done, good for you. That's what it's all about. 2 more of those, 2 to come probably in the tournament. Well, it's put a huge smile on the Indian fans here. Their first win for their side in Bhubaneswar, their first win in the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. Sidar keeping his cool. And, well, what other surprises lie ahead this year in the Champions Trophy? That's the first shock of the tournament. The Netherlands going down by 3 goals to 2 to the host nation, India. How good does that feel going into the quarter-final stages? Job far from done. So India will face Belgium, England will face Germany, Australia, Argentina and Pakistan take on Netherlands, who've lost here this evening to the host nation. And now it all really starts. The Netherlands coming over. Good sports coming over and thanking this crowd. Again, it was at capacity. 7,000 capacity. And just one final proceeding to get out of the way this evening, and that is our hero man of the match. Let's head down pitch side with our reporter Debayan Sen.
Thank you, Michael. Welcome to the presentation for this Hero Champions Trophy match between India and Netherlands. Joining me for this presentation ceremony is Shri Sudha Marandi, who's Honorable Sports Minister, Government of Odisha, and he'll make the presentation of the Hero Man of the Match trophy, as well as a cash prize of 25,000 rupees to today's Hero Man of the Match, Manpreet Singh of India. Manpreet, terrific effort, big team Netherlands. You needed to bring your best game to the table, and that's what you did.
Yeah, but our team is played very well because we got a lot of chances. Like Gurjinder, we have first goal by Sunil. It's an excellent goal by Sunil. So we are very enjoy this match.
मैन ऑफ द मैच अवार्ड तो आपको मिला है, लेकिन क्राउड को क्या कहेंगे, क्योंकि असली मैन ऑफ द मैच तो यही है. आज किस तरीके से आपको समर्थन किया है?
जैसे देख रहे हैं क्राउड तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, बहुत एंजॉय करते हैं इस क्राउड के साथ खेलने. जैसे पहले मैचों में जैसे भी हमारा लूज किया, बट आज के मैच में बहुत क्राउड का सपोर्ट रहा, तो हमने बहुत एंजॉय किया.
क्वार्टर फाइनल में आपके लिए इंग्लैंड भी हो सकता था, बेल्जियम भी हो सकता था. अब क्या लगता है कि बेल्जियम के खिलाफ टीम की कॉन्फिडेंस कैसी रहेगी?
देख रहे तो बेल्जियम के साथ पहले हम मैच खेल चुके थे, बट अभी हम पूरे रेडी हैं बेल्जियम के साथ. हम अच्छा टक्कर देंगे उनको.
चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट एंड वेल प्लेड टुडे.
थैंक यू सो मच.
Good to hear from our man of the match, Manpreet Singh, with his goal. How many more goals? Maybe that's how many more there are to look forward to for India. They've really found their stride here this evening with 3, and we can confirm our quarter-final lineup. The quarter-finals taking place on Thursday, so a day off tomorrow. We don't know what times these matches are going to be played, so keep an eye on FIH.ch and also on our Facebook site and on Twitter. But these are the matchups: the Netherlands versus Pakistan. Argentina will take on Australia, the world champions. Belgium versus India now. India having beaten the Netherlands here in the final pool game, and that means that England will play European rivals Germany in Thursday's quarter-finals. Wow, what a mouth-watering prospect those matches are to look forward to. So then, it was 1983 that was the last Champions Trophy victory for India over the Netherlands. 2-1 that day in Karachi. Netherlands have beaten India here again by 3-2. What a result and what a night for them. We'll let them all enjoy a day off. We're going to take one too, but please come back and join us for all the concluding action, the business end of the 2014 Men's Hockey Champions Trophy from Bhubaneswar. Thanks as always for your company.